Hey everyone, it's Orit here. Welcome to another video on the Orit Music channel. Today I have a bit of a different video for you guys. I'm going to be sharing some of my musical influences. And I'm going to start off with some of the ones that have influenced me earlier, and then leading up to the one that has influenced me the most. So stick around for that. I'm going to first start off by saying that I listen to a lot of different music. Like I can't box myself into one genre. Like I listen to hip hop, R&B, rock, pop, EDM, just like so much of it. And I feel like it's because, music can't be boxed into a genre. I feel like genres help us communicate about what we like about music, and sort of, it's for marketing purposes too. It's like you can box yourself in a category and market to that audience who likes X genre. But it's like music is a language that just communicates emotion and feeling, and that comes in many different forms. So I've been listening to all different kinds of music in my life. And let's start off with the first musical influence. Now, the first one is more so from a songwriting standpoint. I think Eminem is a freaking genius lyrically. He's a master at rhymes and conveying emotion with words and choosing his words in such like an artful way. And I think he is one of the influences that has really pushed me to write better because of his dynamic way of rhyming and putting words together. It blows me away. In an interview, he actually said that he would regularly read the dictionary in the early stages of his career. I don't know if he still does it, but he would read the dictionary regularly because he always wanted to have words at his disposal when he was writing his songs. I think that's really cool because he found a way to be one step ahead of himself and just systemize creativity so that when he does go to write songs, it all flows out. And I use a thesaurus and a dictionary as well to write my songs, because I always really want to get to the meaning behind words and the message and the way that words interlock with each other. So Eminem is one of my influences. Okay, now let's talk about some pop divas. I really, really love Beyonce. Some of her earlier stuff, like I would say early 2000s to 2011, Run the World, Crazy in Love, Deja Vu, all that kind of stuff. I love her music because I think she just exudes confidence in every single thing that she does, in performance, in her vocals, and she just oozes queen. Like she commands the stage, she commands the song, and she just really represents a goddess. And I think that her music, with like how she infuses, African drums, Middle Eastern sounds, all that kind of stuff, I love that. I love that kind of ethnic or exotic vibe because it's very much a part of me. I was born in South Africa. I also have my mom is actually from Egypt and my dad's from Morocco. So I love that kind of Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, North African vibe as well. Run the World is one of my favorite songs. It just riles me up. And I always want my music to do something like that for other people. I want it to get them really excited or feeling passionate about something or feeling like they can do anything. Madonna is actually another influence of mine because I used to listen. I have older siblings, like my sister's 15 years older and my brother's 12 years old or 13 years older. And they would always listen to stuff when they were a teenager, and Madonna was something that my sister would always be playing. And so it's like the earlier stuff, like Material Girl and Papa Don't Preach and that kind of stuff. I think Madonna is, she's a chameleon of music. Like she adapts to the times. She changes the way she sings. She changes her look. And I think that it's so important to be adaptive in that sense and to not be boxed and staying one kind of way, one kind of music, one kind of genre or look, because we're constantly growing as artists. And I really like the way Madonna changes the tone of her voice. Like Material Girl, she has like that cutesy voice, like some girls, nah, nah, nah. And then some of her later songs, she really brings out like the lower tones in her voice, like you're frozen when your heart's not open. So she like does this lower thing, and she mixes the way that she sings. She's not a power singer, which I connect to because I'm not a power singer, but she is dynamic, and I love that about her. Lauryn Hill, Killing Me Softly, that song kills me softly. Like, it's just so soulful, and I love the way that it was, it's a story as well. And like I said, it's a story, and it's like you're observing someone going through this situation. And I took that and actually wrote Cleopatra, which is nothing like Killing Me Softly, but I took the concept of writing a story about someone in my lyrics and kind of the listener being the observer of the situation. So that's why, you know, Cleopatra is like, she puts her makeup on, yeah, to face the world unknown. And then it's like, she knows this, she knows that, and we're kind of just watching this story unfold. Okay, now one of my biggest influences of all, from the moment she came out with her, with Bring Me to Life, I fell in love, and I've been listening to her music ever since, to this day. Evanescence, amazing artist in all capacities, songwriting, vocally, musically. I love how in-depth, real, and raw her music is. She talks about deep stuff, like real things. It's not superficial lyrics like a lot of the songs that we have playing on the radio right now. You feel her emotion in every single word, and I love how epic her music is. It's like a rock style, but it's cinematic, it's atmospheric, it's like a soundscape, and you feel like you're watching a movie as you're listening to each one of her songs. I also love how she creates atmospheres, not with just the music, but with vocal harmonies and ad-libbing, and the way that she layers vocals on top of each other in the background of the actual melody. It just creates this space that is just amazing. So, quick story, she came out with an album called Synthesis in 2017, and on that album, this was the first time that she put out an album that was like electronic orchestra, and combine that with her own flavor, which is like the rock and just her style. And when I first listened to the song Imperfection on that album, it blew me away. It was cinematic, it was epic, it just touched on different parts of me. And I know that sounds weird, but like the first time I listened to it, I was actually, I was walking by the beach somewhere here locally in North Vancouver. I had my earbuds on, and I was just walking and like staring at this gorgeous view and listening to this song. And I'm like, you know what? I want to create music like this. I want to create some cinematic, beautiful, haunting, epic music, you know, that is kind of like a soundtrack to something, but it can still be played on the radio. So that song actually inspired me to write Masterpiece. And that's why Masterpiece, you know, has that kind of atmospheric, a little bit of like a cinematic vibe to it, but it still has a little bit of there's like these African drums and just kind of like a Mediterranean feel about it as well. Very subtle, but it's in there. It's in the background. Evanescence, one of my biggest influences. And now I'm actually listening to a lot more of that kind of flavor, like cinematic pop, beautiful and haunting soundscapes. So I'm listening to Tommy Prophet, League of Legends, Hidden Citizens, Flurry. I actually have a playlist on Spotify that I curated with all these kinds of songs, you know, cinematic, beautiful, haunting. So if you vibe with that, it's also like synth pop in a way too. If you vibe with that, feel free to follow my playlist. I'll put a link to that playlist in the description below so you can check it out. So guys, those are some of my musical influences. I would love to hear Who has influenced you musically, lyrically, vocally? I would love to hear some of your musical influences as well. And if you like this video, guys, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more good stuff coming your way. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.